On a Scorminator out here. I just wanted to cover a few things about Mr. Ben Hogan and how he set himself up to make these golf swings, and the things that you visually see that you can apply in your own game and what you should expect. And if you're looking at other things about Mr. Hogan and his 5 lessons book, we can relate it to that. First, I'm just going to go through the grip style of Mr. Hogan. He was quite a bit what you would call a weak grip, or an open face grip, or a super hinging grip. And that's when the left hand is on the club in basically a shake hands position, turned maybe a little bit to the right, but not much at all. But the right hand is the secret, where you get a lot of wrist cocking. And the right hand was turned way over the top. So the crease here is up towards the left shoulder almost, definitely at the left. So what that does is it will set your right arm on top, hanging like this, over the left arm. So you see, like Bryson DeChambeau, he's like this. He's got his arm set up for a completely different pattern, okay? So you see Bryson goes back, there's not much hinging at all, but he hits the ball forever. So different styles, different speeds and muscle action. Mr. Hogan was a real fluid swinger, as you know, and very fast as well. So with this grip here, of the left hand pretty straight down, but the right hand super on top like this, I like to put my hands like this where I can see it, and then I just go to the top like this, where my palm is directly on the top, covering the lifeline right over the top of that glove thumb, okay? Now what that does is it really provides an easy hinging, that of chopping a piece of wood, a block down here. So that's called double Dorsey in the anatomical sense, but really both hands are almost like in prayer this way. So with the hands turned this way, you can just really hinge a lot. When the wrist is flat here, you cannot hinge that wrist. So I'll turn around this way. When your hands are flat, or your left hand is flat and you try to cock it, it won't. But if you turn it a little here and turn this way on top, you'll be able to hinge that sucker really easy. And it won't hurt, believe me. Try to do it with flat wrists, no dice. So, with that said, Mr. Hogan had also this whip action going back, right? So you had the hand turned this way, which is really like a knob here, and then you can really twist. You can really go to supination quickly and get the right forearm to the sky. And when you do that, it sets it on the plane. Okay. So this grip style allows you to sweep it away. When you're here, it's going to be dragged in a little bit with a right elbow that's close, okay? And that can cause some shoulder issues going too flat like that. With this, the arm's hanging down, and you'll get a sense of really pushing the handle away or whipping it back, and then going into this rotational piece, which is just going like this, like turning a knob up here. And of course that takes the club, puts it on the plane of your arms, and gets the face behind the hands this way. The wrist will be cupped, right? This is cupped. So if I go back here and I whip this club back and I take my hands off, it's facing you. That left hand is facing away from the target. So if I go with Bryson, flat wrist, and I take the hand off, the palm is facing behind me. So you can kind of verify the differences when you're kind of checking things out here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip one back and get this on the Hogan plane, right? So you should have been able to see something just like this, which is the face to the sky, the shaft flat, wrist cupped, face looking open, left arm across my body, right? Very bent over. Here we go. Here you are. So it's a real whippy action. All right, so Mr. Hogan was super whippy, very fast. Those arms are just like flat like this, and then right back in front, right? Then you have that beautiful timing of the pivot with those arms slinging down, right? And then he always would exit out beautifully. Okay. So when I do this, I feel fast in my joints of my arms and wrists. I'm feeling a real speedy club head whipping around. And I just try to make my pivot help the circle of the club head. The circle is going around my body like this, like a string and a weight, like that. Okay, here we go. Got the grip on top. Nice straight ball there, maybe a tiny draw. But not a lot of, when you're adding the whip in there, man, you're trying to catch that whip, with the of your body. So you don't whip through and not have a rotation of the body to support it. You got to create the rotation and add that in a little later, but keep going. Scheffler is probably the closest to the Hogan pivot on the way through. Scheffler looks like this coming through. His feet are moving everywhere, but he looks like this. Like he rotates the body and the arms just stay in front of the body as he goes, instead of crossing over like this. The crossover move looks like this. That's not what we want, right? So there's a release of the arms and the club with no pivot. Now here's a little bit of catching the pivot with the release of the arms. Right, I'm doing it soft because I got people kind of over there, but hey, for you guys, I'll do anything. And don't worry about it, guys. It won't hurt much. I'm not swinging hard. There you go. So nice soft swing there, keeping the rotation kind of with the body, making sure that when I come around that the sling of my hip, matches up and mirrors up with the movement of the shaft around the body too. So I don't want to be arm across the body like this. Certainly Hogan wasn't that. And I don't want to be like here, right? Where I'm throwing the arms across and the body's just hanging out. I want that nice blend. And the Scotty Scheffler he's spinning around. But one thing he does, he always stays in his posture this way. And the other thing is that at P8 here, P8's when the arms are level to the ground, he has 90 degrees of shoulder turn like Mr. Hogan. 90 degrees of shoulder turn at P8. Got it? So there's some things to give a shot. Be delivering some more Hogan magic for you. But a couple things to try with that grip, and the rotation of that pivot is going to be like where you're going to get very consistent with your ball striking direction from leaving here too. So ball's taking off straighter and straighter and straighter. The more I can get my exit better. Okay, enjoy that. Let me know how it goes. Send me a note. Do some more for you. Thank you.